ours, allies of ours. Great Britain, Australia, news organizations, because I won't put these facts forward, have news organizations tally up the number of Americans who've been killed through terrorist attacks over the last decade and the number of Americans who've been killed by gun violence, and post those side by side on your news reports. This won't be information coming from me, it will be coming from you.
As I just said, in a presidency that is filled with rhetorical low points, insisting Republicans put their party above their country, and Republicans want dirty air and dirty water, and they're going to put you all back in chains, as Vice President said, and they don't care about kids with Down syndrome, as Joe Biden put it. This is about as low as it ever gets. And, you know, this is a political choice that we make to allow happen every few months in America. We collectively are answerable to those families who lose their loved ones because of our inaction. We are not responsible for what happened yesterday in Oregon. A sick, evil, twisted, 26-year-old mass killer. He's responsible. And the president pretty much wants to say, those Republicans didn't do what I wanted, and therefore they're responsible. Anyway, joining us for a rare in-studio appearance, Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz is with us. He's now heading up with the House Government Reform and Oversight Committee. And welcome back to what brings you to this?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Fair city with rats.
Fair city? It is raining.
It's raining. But with all, you know, there's about 10 rats to every one person in the city. That's a lot of rats.
Hey, I work in the House of Representatives. They wear ties down there, those rats.
First, let me get your remarks to the president's comments.
Look, I have a Second Amendment right. I own a Glock. I own a rifle.
What do you have, a Glock 1? I have a Glock 40.
That's exactly what I have. So, yeah, it's a great weapon. I got a 12-gauge shotgun from Browning, who's based in Utah. And I got a rifle, a 270 rifle.
I bet I have more guns than you. I got about 30 rifles. So, but you know what? I've been trained in the use of firearms, so I'm not being flippant here. I've carried a firearm all of my adult life. And I urge anybody that asks me, what kind of gun do you think I should get? If those don't want to make it macho, whatever gun you feel like getting trained in the use of is my advice.
Yeah.
When we see mass shootings like this, it horrifies the conscience. But if somebody goes on a rampage like this...
The overwhelming majority of Americans, they are good, law-abiding citizens, and they have a right to own and carry a weapon.
E75901, over. A lot is going on in Washington, and there is 60% of the Republicans that say they feel betrayed by the Republican Party in Washington. How do you interpret that? What does that mean?
They want to see us fighting. We told them that if we got the House, we could play defense, and if we got the Senate, we could play offense, and yet we don't see bills ending up on the president's desk that he's having to struggle with. I mean, he hasn't even got to the point where he has to veto anything, and so they want to see solutions. They want to see us tackling the difficult of issues and not just punting and not just putting more money on the government credit card.
So I had Kevin McCarthy on. He wants to run for speaker. I know the vote is scheduled next week. There are other people, I think, stepping into the race. We haven't gotten...
CSX, be over.